Hi and welcome to all the racing enthusiasts around the globe and all those who will be joining us for this pre-recorded show, which is recorded on Tuesday for the meeting on the 13th of November, which takes place at Hollywoodbets Greyville on the Poly track. And as you can see, joining me in studio is Rahil Radhakrishna. Rahil, how do you find yourself today? In a good state? And how do you find the card?
Yeah, good, thanks, Sheldon. Yeah, looking forward to the card on Wednesday here at Hollywoodbets Greyville. 8 races on the program, and yeah, it is a poly meeting, and yeah, it's been a good last week here in South Africa, especially when it comes to racing. We've seen some top quality finishes and some nice horses in action, and things are heating up as we get into the feature races up in the Highveld now, Sheldon.
Really looking forward to it, day in and day out. We look for those good horses. Yeah. We're looking for a new champion and up-and-coming horses. But let's get straight into race number 1, which is due for 12:30. And just taking a look at the current favourite, which is number 1, Princess Goldie, at a run 7 and 8 to 10. Now, when looking at that form line, Blowing in the Wind has come out to win 2 from that Hot Lava run. And, of course, Karari Rose, there's been some winners from there. So, Princess Goldie, although stepping onto the poly for the first time, this looks to be the ideal opportunity, Rahil.
Yeah, I agree with you. There was quite a bit of talk about this filly on debut, and yeah, the yard were quite upbeat about her chances. They thought that she'd go close to winning, and she just found a couple too good. But as you mentioned, Karari Rose coming through to win, and she looks to be like a really progressive sort from the Michael Muller yard. And then last time out, she perhaps around the turn for the first time, she was just green and caught out by that. But I think she'll be a lot wiser on Wednesday. Jumping from gate 1, there's quite a bit of speed on the outside from the likes of Head Girl and Chakpori. So I think the race will map out nicely for the Stort of giving the green light. And she looks to be well placed here by the yard to make it a win at start number 3. So I think in terms of the bipod, I think she could be a banker.
I got to agree with you there, Rahil. Number 1, Princess Goldie. That should be the banker in the opening leg of the bipod. Race number 1 over 1,200 metres.
We're on to race number 2 now. This will be the start of the place accumulator. 1,000 metres is the distance for race number 2, 1:05. The off-timer fillies and mares 80 handicap. And your favourite here is number 5, Jane's Vision, at 28 to 10. It's then 3 to 1 Sweet Julia, 33 to 10 about War Empress. And then you can get 7 to 2 Grey Fantasy, 9 to 2 about Emerald Green. And it's 7 to 1 Happy Analia, scratch number 6 Alvernian Goddess. So it is quite a compact market here with a field of just 6 runners that are set to line up. Now, Sheldon, this filly, Jane's Vision, she won quite easily last time. I would say better than the margin suggests of just a length. And there were few shrewdies on the day that liked this filly's chances.
Well, when I got to the course, there was only one horse that I heard, Jane's Vision, around 25 to 1 when I got to the course, and the guys in the know, they said, have a bet on Jane's Vision. And I posed them the question that she's also usually runs towards the inside in that. Yeah. They said today she'll run as straight as an arrow and she'll win. So a couple of the shrewdies out there tipped us Jane's Vision, and a few of the guys had a little bit of a bet on. If she reproduces that type of run, there's no reason why she can't go back to back. She's still well rated off a 70. Rachel Venica takes the 1.5 kilograms off the back. But for me, the horse they all have to beat is number 1, War Empress. Besides the 60.5 on the back, she's got the 1 draw, 2 of the 4 wins on the poly, and 2 of those have been course and distance. She's been running in the 82s, the 90s, the 96s. So if you had to put a horse like No Filter, Pretty Victory, and those type of horses in this field, they'd be a warm order.
Yeah, she's definitely going to be one of the leading lights in this race here, number 1, War Empress. Although I do like the look of number 7, Grey Fantasy, given that there doesn't seem to be a lot of speed on the inside. I think this filly could get to the head of affairs quite easily and dictate terms here to suit her. She's a horse that did run in the Ruffian Stakes as a 2-year-old, where she lost the ride at the start and was never in contention. But then a run in the Strelitzia, which was a grade 3, she ran 3.5 lengths behind her stablemate, Just Reckless. And I think a run of that nature, she hasn't been able to show that potential just yet as a 3-year-old. But in saying that, she has met competitive fields. I think this is the right type of field for her to pose a challenge in. And yeah, it is a horse that she is a horse that has dropped a few points in the race. And so I think that she's going to be competitive now, and she's going to be the narrow top choice for me. I think she'll put her best foot forward on Wednesday. And I like your thinking with number 1, War Empress. She's the type of horse that will be suited by the speed being on early on, and from gate 1, Chase Mojan can just get this filly into a nice rhythm, and she'll no doubt be finishing off a race quite nicely. So in terms of the place accumulators, I'm happy to go 1 and 7. I'd like to see Jane's Vision confirm that last win last time out, because to me it was a shock win given the form that she brought into the race. I couldn't see her winning that day, but she won, so I'd like to see her confirm that form. And yeah, as I mentioned, 1 and 7 for me in the place accumulator, Sheldon.
Super duper. I'm in the camp at number 1, War Empress, and just to add a little bit of spice, I'll give you a few stats on the day with the draws. Number 3, Sweet Julia. From the last 202 races, course and distance, the highest number of wins have come from draw number 3, which is Sweet Julia, from trap number 1, War Empress. Welcome back for race number 3, and just having a look, race number 3 will be the opening leg of the all-important pick 6, 1340 over 1600 meters. And just taking a look at the betting, number 1, Star of the Future, is currently trading at even money, so the even money shot is number 1, Star of the Future. Had the 4 runs to date and has had a 5th, 2 seconds and a 3rd, gets the 1 draw with Rachel Venica, and I think dropping back to the 1600, that could be the winning recipe. However, number 4, Give Me the Good Life, he has a runner who found some good support last time out, and although beaten 2.35 lengths behind Dapper, this could be a horse who enjoys the step up to a mile. Has been over 1400 when 3rd to Nocturnal Flight, who's come out to frank the form, trading at 7-2, and after that at 6-1 and better. Now, Rahil, are you in the camp at number 1, Star of the Future, or have you got something else?
Yeah, Sheldon, for me, it's number 1, Star of the Future in this race. The only concern that I've got with this horse is the poly track for the first time, but there's no doubt that I think from gate number 1, he'll be well suited to the step up in trip and, well, at least to the drop down in trip. But yeah, no issues with the distance for this horse. He gets the 1.5 kgs off the back, which is a big plus, and yeah, he brings the right form into the race. I think that horse, Captain Oliver, looks to be quite a nice sort from the Freaky Krailing Yard, and a horse that could progress throughout his career and win his fair share of races. So I think that Star of the Future from gate 1, it isn't a strong field. Number 4, Give Me the Good Life, does seem to be the only real threat on what we can see in black and white, but I think he's got a bit to find with number 1, Star of the Future. So in terms of the pick 6, I think I'm going to take my stance right here, in or out with number 1, Star of the Future. He's going to be a banker in all bets, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him run. I think he's a nice horse. I do believe that he's got a few wins in the tank. I don't think that he'll stop as a one-time winner. He's got the ability, and I'm hoping that he can set the record straight on Wednesday.
Well, there we go. Number 1, Star of the Future. Rahil's hoping to set the record straight, and a possible banker in all the bets to come for the rest of the afternoon.
We're on to race number 4. This is the NMR 68 handicap over 1700 meters. 2:15 is the off time. Scratched here is number 7, Burning Man, and it's a field of 7 runners that remain. Number 6, Mr. Hot Stepper, tops the boards here at 14-10, 28-10 about number 2, King Bavarian, who's been a model of consistency. It's 4-1 Porphyrio, 5-1 Lucretius, and then it is 6-1 and Better Baldos. Now, this is quite an interesting race, given that we've got one horse that certainly stands out here, but could the weight be the deciding factor in this race over 1700 meters? Because he's got a big weight of 61, and he's got to give chunks of weight away elsewhere to the balance of the field. Probably be barring number 1, Lucretius, who only gives half a kg to. But yeah, like race number 3, I'm going to take a stance, and I'm going to be with this horse, Mr. Hot Stepper. Last time he made a winning return to the course when beating McDazzler. McDazzler has since come through to win quite comfortably, and Pleased to Meet You has come through to win as well. I think it's Pleased to See You, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, the 2 horses that he beat that ran 2nd and 3rd in the race have both come through to win. So the form line has been franked. He's a horse that's got lots of scope for improvement. And Sheldon, I think he's going to be too good for this bunch.
Well, he's the improving factor in the race, whereas the rest of them are fully exposed. And when he came back from that rest, they thought he might just need it, but he quickened up really well in the closing stages. You touched on that last run. McDazzler came through and absolutely flattened them after that. Then if you look at his debut run behind Cat's Pajamas, we've seen what Cat's Pajamas has done. Run to Rio's come through to win. Famous Warrior, and of course Mr. Hot Stepper. Glamours. So there's a number of winners from the form line. And you're 100% correct. You could be on the button there with number 6, Mr. Hot Stepper. Once you look beyond him, race number 4, the highest number of wins have come from draw number 1, Lucretius, and just looking at that from the last 90 races. So number 1, Lucretius, but he's one of those horses, Rahil, you got to catch him on the day, because he decides at the machine whether he's going to lose a length, 2 lengths, or sometimes even 4 lengths. If he jumps and can get into a half-decent position, as we know with the reins around and the polytrack running quite fast up front, you don't want to be too far to your ground.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, this horse, Lucretius, I must be honest, he's one of those horses that I haven't been able to catch right. Penultimate start he won beating Quantifier. I wasn't in his camp that day because he's just too erratic for me, Sheldon. But like you mentioned, he decides when he wants to run. And yeah, if he puts his mind on the job on Wednesday, well, then he'll be a factor here. But Sheldon, you with me with the 6, Mr. Hot Stepper?
Yes, Mr. Hot Stepper. I think the improvement factor to come, and the Glenn Cotson team with Serena Mudley, if he's got a future, should be able to put this field to bed. So number 6, Mr. Hot Stepper, the horse to beat. Lucretius, King Bavarian, and horses like Wave Warrior will be looking to chase them down.
On to race number 5. This is a fillies and mares 77 handicap over 1900 meters. 1450 is the off time, and it is the start of Jackpot 2. Scratched here is number 6, Grape Shot. So it's a field of 8 runners that remain. Number 4, Wait to Burn, tops the boards here at 28-10. It's 7-2 about number 7, Green Valkyrie. It's 7-2, Kisoten. 9-2, Escapologist. And then it is 6-1 and Better Bar Those. Race 5. Sheldon, this is a tough race. I'm going to need your help here. What's your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts is the field.
Yes.
Number-wise, though, I'm going to lean towards number 2, Escapologist at around 5-1.
Yeah.
Now, the reason being, although yet to win on the poly, I've just got a feeling that Escapologist is going to rise to the occasion from the Mark Dixon stable. Well drawn, a 5-time winner. And if you go back in the earlier form, has run behind some decent individuals. So now, very open affair. Number 2, Escapologist. That'll be my first selection. Number 4, Wait to Burn. The way she moved up last time, she looked a potential winner past the 300, and Ethereal View went on by. So between numbers 2 and 4, those will be the top 2 selections. And then how's your take on this race?
Yeah, Sheldon, I think it's tough. I think it's very tough. I think there's quite a few horses in with chances. Number 3, Summer Song. I think that the conditions will suit on the day. She's a horse that's got a few niggles, but the polytrack seems to be a surface that she quite enjoys. Rachel Venica aboard once again, so 1.5 kgs off the back end. Last time out, she needed that out in. She wasn't disgraced. Only beaten 6 lengths that day, and that was over 1700 meters. She's back up to the track and trip that she won over 2 starts back when beating Woodland Glade, and she's the type of horse that can certainly pop up in this race at around the current price. I think it's 9-2 if I'm not mistaken about number 3, Summer Song. Yeah, no, 6-1. So 6-1 about the 3, Summer Song. So
that's some decent value.
Yeah, there could be some value there with this filly. And then likes of number 1, Kisoten, and Green Valkyrie, both horses that I think need to be respected. The only concern with number 7, Green Valkyrie, is that I think that she's best over 1400 meters. But in saying that, she did run a good second last time out of 1700 meters, and the yard have decided to step up even further in trip now to 1900 meters. So if she sees out the distance, well, then she'll be a factor. But the distance is a concern with number 7, Green Valkyrie. And then Kisoten, well, I think last time out, ignored that run. Marco van Rensburg back in the irons, and don't think that she'll have an issue with the distance whatsoever. So, yeah, if I have to take 2 horses from this race, it will be with numbers 1 and 3. Sheldon likes number 2, Escapologist, and a horse like number 4, Wait to Burn. So maybe those could be 4 horses to play around. 1, 2, 3, 4.
There we go, as easy as that. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and just adding to Rahil on number 3, Summer's Song, 6 to 1. That could be the value. I like number 2, Escapologist, but yet to win on the poly, yet to win over the distance. Then you compare the CV number 3, Summer's Song, both wins on the poly. Distance-wise, 1 from 1, course and distance, 1 from 1, and gets the 1.5 kilograms off for Rachel Venica. So perhaps number 3, Summer's Song, is the value at 6 to 1, and then take some swingers with the 1, 2, and the 4. Next hurdle to negotiate is race number 6. This will be run over a distance of 1,400 meters. And just having a look at the betting, number 2, Voldemort, is the 33 to 10 favorite. Number 5, Master of Destiny, 7 to 2. Savantrix is 4 to 1, and then Night Warrior at around 5 to 1. My selection, number 4, Ibuto, opened up 12.5 to 1, has shortened down 8 to 1. And I'll get to Ibuto in a moment, just giving you the stats from the draws. Race 6, number 2, Voldemort. From the last 451 races, majority percentage-wise winners have come from gate number 2. So there's a lot in the favour of Voldemort. He is a 4-time winner. 3 of those on the poly, 2 of them course and distance, and this is a horse that you've got to give healthy respect to. However, number 4, Ibuto at 12 to 1, I thought could be a little bit of value, and the reason being, this is a horse that I've caught right on numerous occasions at decent prices, and I just feel on this occasion with the 2.5 kilograms off the back, interesting, Rahil, that the blinkers have been taken off, so we'll see if they put them back on, but perhaps it's because the apprentice is on, and he might be a big strong animal.
Yeah, it's quite interesting because this horse, when you have a look at his form of recent, he's had the blinkers on for most of his career. He has won without them, but yeah, it's been on throughout his career, and now that it's off, it will be interesting to see how he goes without it. He's got 60.5 to carry, so he's got a big weight to shoulder, but the spread of weight here is not too, there's not a lot, so you've got 60.5 all the way down to 57.5, 57 in fact, so it's quite a small spread here of just about 3.5 kgs between top to bottom here, so it's going to be an interesting race. Number 2, Voldemort, must definitely be a big runner. Last time out he ran 3rd to Mr. Henley, who I thought was given a superb ride by Cabello Martignani that day. He went to the head of affairs, and this horse continued to roll out in front, and the rest were just chasing for minor positions. This horse from gate number 2, he could be well positioned in the run, and I can definitely see him featuring. You've got a horse like number 3, Winter Wave, who'll be banking on a good pace because he can certainly turn it on in good style when the speed is on, as can the 4 horse Ibuto. This horse, Master of Destiny, he seems to be better over slightly further, so interesting that the yard are bringing him back in trip. Ralph the Rascal, he's always capable, but he seems to be off form, and maybe his rating's a bit too high on a mark of 78. And then you've got this horse in this race here from the Dean Caname yard. His name is Savantrix. Now, 1,400 meters, this will be spot on for this horse because last time out 1,200 is just too sharp for him. He got going when the race was all over. 1,400 meters, if he can get into a nice position from gate 9, I think that this horse could finish over the top here, and he could be the horse that gets the win here in race number 6. But Sheldon, there seem to be a lot of horses that need the speed to be on here. So if one of these horses can get cheap fractions out in front, they could steal the race.
Yes, it all depends on the tactics of the race. There's going to be a game plan for a number of runners here, and as Rahil said, quite a few of them will be looking for the speed to be on, but you never know, there might be 1 or 2 going to go to the front, slow things up, and just try and muddy the waters for the horses in behind, and they might not be able to make up the ground. So race number 6, all in all, a very open contest, and we could see tactics win the race.
We're on to race number 7. This is an MR 94 handicap over 1,200 meters, and number 1, Connery, tops the boards at 3 to 1. It is number 3, Mr. Master Starter at 3 to 1, 5 to 1, William Rufus, Mr. Henley at 6 to 1, and then you can get 7 to 1 and Better Baldos. Now this is quite a competitive race, as it should be at the 94 level. 6 furlongs the distance, or 1,200 meters. Sheldon, race 7, what's your thoughts?
Well, looking at race number 7, of course, number 1, Connery has been a revelation. He's hit the hat trick. Took him a while to win the maiden, and now he's a 3-time winner. But for that, he's gone up from a 73 to an 86. However, that last run from a 79 to an 86. So they pushed him up 7 points. So they've gone with the apprentice to take the 2.5 kilograms off the back. Quite interesting with number 1, Connery, because they have tried this individual up to the 1400 with blinkers. He's never won over the distance of 1200. He has got a 2nd and a 3rd. So he's quite effective. The 1100 victory was beating Flight Path. The form lines have been well franked. What do you make of number 1, Connery?
Yeah, when I initially looked at the race, Sheldon, I thought that this horse could go in again. I thought that he could possibly win again, because the manner in which he's been able to win at his last 2 starts have been quite impressive. He's done the job with quite a bit in hand. And the one question for me is, why no JC Bortis again? He's done nothing wrong with the horse. Perhaps he may not be riding or on the day or something, but I thought you'd keep the apprentice. The 4 kgs off the back is better than 2.5, and he knows the horse. He's done nothing wrong with him. He's won at his last 2 starts, but nonetheless, he gets Nerva Nastili, who's doing well this season, and he's riding winners. So this horse could certainly get the job done. But when I had a deeper look at the race, Sheldon, there's a lot of speed here. There is a heck of a lot of speed, and number 1, Connery, will be challenged early on. You've got this horse, Mr. Henley, who likes to roll forward. One too many, he's an absolute ball of speed. And I just had a look, and I thought, Mr. Master Starter, Wednesday could actually be the day for this horse. It's been 850 days without a win, but I think that drought could end. The way he's been running on, he seems to be ready to win again from gate number 3. I think he's going to get a dream run in transit. I think going through the 400, Craig Zaki could be full of smiles, because I think that this horse will be traveling like an absolute dream, and I think that he could perhaps get the job done. The poly track is his favorite surface. He's won 3 of his 5 starts on this surface. He's won twice over track and trip. Last time out, the way he finished off his race was quite encouraging in a Pinnacle stake. So he's dropping from a Pinnacle now to a handicap, and he's got 60 on the back. I know he's got to give weight away, but I think that this horse is perfectly poised. So in terms of the place accumulators, I'm going to be bankering number 3, Mr. Master Starter. I think that he'll go close to getting the job done.
Well, I've got to be with you there. Number 3, Mr. Master Starter, and number 1, Connery. Mr. Master Starter, it has been 850 days since he last tasted victory, but he's taken on some really decent opposition. And in this 94 handicap, I can definitely see number 3, Mr. Master Starter, getting that elusive 6 victory under the belt. Course and distance, a 50% win strike rate, 3 wins over the distance, and 3 on the poly. So Rahil's with number 3, Mr. Master Starter. I'm going to be with him ahead of number 1, Connery. And after that, you be the judge for the 3rd and the 4th placing. As you join us for, as they say, the lucky last, hopefully you'll be in front and be playing for free going into this 1200 meter contest, the Hollywoodbets Bright Future 68 handicap. And just taking a look at the field, it's a wide open affair. Looking at the betting, it's around about 33-10 the field with Stevie G. So you're going to be the judge here and try and find some value in the contest. Let's just get that official betting now. Get the device open. 33-10, number 3, Stevie G. And then the Hollywood Syndicate, Rahil, they hold a strong hand with number 10, Lulu the Legend, second favourite at 7-2. Pake Imali, the third favourite with 5-1, along with number 2, Purple Powerhouse. So the Hollywood Syndicate hold a very strong hand here. Stats-wise, draw number 6, and that's Cotton Ron. From the last 354 races, the most number of wins have come from draw number 6. And for those guys out there who follow the stats, you obviously got to determine what type of horse it is, what the surface is, and there's a whole lot of things that go into it. But I'm just going to take a flyer here with number 6, Cotton Ron, at around 12-1. A little bit of value with no degree of confidence. No wins on the poly, 1 win over the distance, and still a one-time winner as a 6-year-old. So you can't have a lot of confidence. But I'm just going with the stats on this occasion because I phoned a friend, didn't answer. 50-50, all the lifelines I've used up, so I'm going to go with that stat.
Yeah, Sheldon, it's a tough race. It's a very tough race to end up proceedings. The Wendy Whitehead yard have come good over the last couple of meetings, and this horse, Stevie G, he's the type of horse that's knocking on the door for that next victory. He drops back to 1,200 meters from gate number 3. He'll certainly be suited to it. He's run second and third at his last 2 starts. He's the type of horse that can go forward, or he can sit handy. So I think he'll definitely be the horse that they all need to beat in this race here. Number 1, Paka Imali. Well, he's a horse that did run against Stronger last time out. And if he's on song, especially over track and trip, well, then he'll be a massive player for top honours here from gate number 1. Craig Zaki takes ride. Purple Powerhouse, well, it's been 1,003 days without a win for this horse, so how confident can you be going in with this 8-year-old son of Water Winter, given that he hasn't been the most reliable of late, but he can always pop up. And then you've got Sheldon likes number 6, Cotton Run. This horse, Darien Act, his current price, 10-1. Kabelo Matsanyane takes a ride. He remains on a mark of 61. He ran a cracker last time out behind Future Flow. He was only beaten 3 lengths. 1,200 meters once again. If he's up to the task in hand, well, then I think that he could certainly be a horse that makes his presence felt in a big way for Bowen Kobo. And yeah, hopefully that Darien can rise to the occasion at 10-1. He's dropped in the ratings quite a bit. He was once upon a time at 89, now on a mark of 61. So he's on the right mark to be competitive, as he showed last time out. And hopefully all things can go according to plan for him. But in terms of a roving banker here, I'm going to go with number 3, Stevie G. I think he could be the most reliable sort at present, given his last few runs. And yeah, I think that he could be the horse to beat Sheldon. But there's value with number 7, Darien Act, and you like the 6, Cotton Run.
So I think those are the 3 horses that we can take boxed exactors with. So there we go. Number 3, Stevie G. Number 6, Cotton Run. And number 7, Daring Act. Daring Act's improved last time, 3rd to Future Flow. And of his current rating, I think he's going to run a big race in race number 8 at Hollywoodbets Greyville. Welcome back as we move on to that time of the show where we give our suggested bets for the day, and hopefully for the punters out there that follow, it'll come through. As you'll notice, my buy pot, I got the 2 bankers. Banker 1 in the opening leg by numbers 1 and 5, by banker 1, by 1, 2 and 8, by 1, 2 and 4, by 3, 4 and 5. And then when I'm looking for my value each way bet, which opened up 12-1, shortened 8-1, race 6, number 4, Ibuto. The apprentice gets the ride on this individual, and he's more than capable of coming through for the win. So all in all, looking forward to a top day's racing, and hopefully you come out on top as the punter. Now you need to like and subscribe the YouTube channel, the Gallop YouTube channel. You need to like and subscribe, and then hit that notification bell. So there we go. That's a wrap for the race meeting. Wish you well, and hopefully your horses run faster than the balance.